Hey y'all, my name is Jessica and welcome back to my channel, Casa Magnolia, and especially welcome to 2019. So this is the kickoff of my 2019 videos and the start of a new segment of the Mommy Mondays videos again. So if you saw the very last video on my 12 days of Christmas, you saw our pregnancy announcement and that we are expecting a baby due in early June of this year. And if you missed that, I'll link that video down below. But I wanted to start off giving you some information about this pregnancy. So let me tell you really quick what my Mommy Monday schedule will be for the next couple weeks. So this week is going to be my early pregnancy symptoms, which is the video you're watching now. Next week's video will be our fertility journey, including my chemical pregnancies, the pregnancy that resulted in the birth of my daughter, who's almost 2, the miscarriage that we had in 2018 that I haven't shared with you guys, and this pregnancy that I am in the middle of now. The week after that will be TTC tips, or trying to conceive tips. So I hope that helps any of you guys that are trying to conceive. So come back for that if that's something you're interested in. So that's the next few Mondays, and just to get you caught up. But I'll also be doing my regular kind of cleaning, organizing, decor videos or DIY videos on Thursdays. So just to give you an idea of what to expect, and let's get started with this video. So this video is going to be my early pregnancy symptoms, or how I knew I was pregnant before I got the big fat positive, which this time I did. With Evelyn, I definitely did not. I did not find out I was pregnant with her until 6.5 weeks along. So I'll kind of talk about that a little bit more in our fertility journey, but I'll talk about how they were similar to that pregnancy. So in this pregnancy, of which I am 19 weeks today, I found out I was pregnant at 10 DPO, which was a very faint line, and then really confirmed it that it really was a line at 11 DPO. So had not missed a period, but I actually hadn't had a period since our miscarriage. So that would have been about 3.5 weeks along. If you're going off the last menstrual cycle, which I wasn't because I didn't have those dates, but it was about 11 DPO that I finally got a very faint line. So the first pregnancy symptoms I had was sore boobs, and honestly, they're just regular old, like about to start my period sore boobs, not like in the pregnancies that I had that were chemical pregnancies, or the one that resulted in a miscarriage. I had really intense nipple pain, kind of. It felt like very sensitive. In this one and the pregnancy with Evelyn, they just felt very full and heavy and like you're about to start your period. Second symptom I had was a little bit of cramping. Again, it was like super mild, just kind of like a come and go. Not anything that I even needed to take like a Tylenol for. Just very like mild cramps. And on this side, I do remember that it was, and this time I do remember that it was like on one particular side, almost like a shooting pain on one particular side, which was super weird because I don't really remember that when I was pregnant with Evelyn. But again, I didn't know that I was pregnant with her. Third symptoms was a little bit of morning sickness. So again, with my first pregnancy that was with Evelyn, I was in full-blown morning sickness. When I finally took a pregnancy test with her, I was 6.5 weeks along, full-blown morning sickness. Like, I honestly thought that I had stomach cancer and I was going to call the doctor that afternoon, but I knew they were going to ask me if I was pregnant because my period was 2 weeks late. You would have thought that it would have clicked, but I just knew they were going to ask me. I figured it would be no because we had been trying for like 3 years and they were always no. So I just knew that I needed to take one so that I could tell the doctor, hey, obviously something is really wrong. And there it was, big fat positive, like big fat positive. This time I felt a little bit sick right after implantation, which was about the time that I got that little shadow of a line. And then it went away until about 6-7 weeks. And then the weirdest symptom that I had and this is just so weird and embarrassing to say, is that I had kind of like a weird psychic dream. So with my chemical pregnancies, I don't even really consider those pregnancies because I felt very pregnant, but I got nothing more than a shadow of a line, and then they just went away, which again, I'll talk about in next week's video. But with my pregnancy with Evelyn, 4 days before I took the pregnancy test, I know, again, you're thinking like, come on, idiot, how did you not know you were pregnant? But 4 days before I took the test, I had a dream that we had a little girl that was a toddler. She was like standing up on the couch while I was talking to someone on the phone right in front of her. And my mom was on the phone asking us how she liked like the state fair that we had taken her to. And it just felt so real, like more real than any other dream I've ever had in my life. And I woke up thinking that was just so weird. And I told my friend about it. She was like, you're probably pregnant. And I was like, obviously I can't get pregnant because it's been 3 years. So there's no way. And well, I was. With my miscarriage that I had in between of these two pregnancies, I had a dream that my sister-in-law had a baby that was wrapped in a navy blanket, and we were going to visit them to meet the baby. And my daughter, Evelyn, was a little bit older than she is now. And when I was holding the baby and she was crawling over on my lap, I looked down and my stomach came out to be, my guess would be like about 6 or 7 months pregnant. So my brother and his wife were also trying to have a baby at that time. And when I had that dream, I said, look, I just want you to know, I don't think you should worry very much because I had this really vivid dream that you're going to have a baby and it's going to be a boy. We're going to meet him. Evelyn was not too much older than she is now, so I know it will be soon. So don't worry too much because you're going to get pregnant. Well, little did I know she had just found out like a day or two before that she was pregnant. So, and guess what? They're having a boy. So my pregnancy at that time would have been only a few weeks behind her, which when I found out the dates and stuff, it was very weird because it didn't add up to the dream, but you know, that's what it is what it is. That's whatever. But it did give me kind of comfort when I lost that pregnancy that I was going to get pregnant again, which I did. And I'm due about 3 months after her baby will be born. So when we go visit him, when he's born, I will be about 6 months pregnant and it will be just like that dream, which I know is so weird. So those were those two pregnancies. With this pregnancy that I'm in right now, I did have kind of a psychic dream, but it wasn't even about a baby or being pregnant or anything. I just had a dream that my friend's sister asked me to come to her wedding and help her like coordinate the day and plan the day of her wedding. So when I woke up that morning, I was like, that is so weird. And could you be a little more full of yourself, Jessica? Like, why would she want you to come to her wedding? Like, you're not even her family or her sister. Why would she want you to be there for her wedding day? And that afternoon, my friend texted me and said, would it be so weird if my sister invited you to her wedding? Because she mentioned it today and asked me if it would be okay if she sent you an invitation. And I was just like, that is so weird. And that was literally the moment that it just all kind of pieced together. And I was like, oh crap, I think I should take a pregnancy test because I'm feeling the way that I felt when I was pregnant. And now this dream, it's just kind of too weird. I took the test that afternoon and that's when I got that very faint line. And the other thing that I do want to say about my early symptoms, they were much more mild in my two healthy pregnancies, which I'm assuming that this pregnancy is healthy because I'm at 19 weeks, than my miscarriage or chemical pregnancies. Those symptoms were very much like intense, like flash in the pan intense, and then they would go away really quickly. With Evelyn and with this pregnancy, like it just very much felt more like I might be pregnant, but I might be starting my period. I don't really know. They were a lot more mild. It was like the hormones were slowly building up instead of a flash of hormones and then them all dropping off. if that makes any sense. So if you think you might be pregnant and you're feeling those symptoms, but they're very mild, just don't get discouraged, because that could just be that it's very early and they're going to start building up in your system in a very healthy way. So just don't be discouraged. Every person is different. Every pregnancy is different. But I hope some of those helped you guys. So those are my early pregnancy symptoms. I did save the little stick test that I took. They're this easy at-home kit that I got off Amazon with a bunch of ovulation tests and like 20 of the pregnancy tests. So they're those tiny little sticks. I did save the line progression chart, and if I can find it, I will insert it here. It's really cool to see how they changed and got darker each day. I hope that was interesting or good information for you if you think you might be pregnant. And I would love to know if you've been pregnant before, what were your symptoms? So leave those down in a comment below, your very early pregnancy symptoms. And did you or did you not know that you were pregnant before you got your BFP? Hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to come back next week for the story of our fertility journey if you're interested in that. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the other Mommy Mondays videos or decor videos, DIYs, cleaning, organizing, stuff like that on Thursdays. And I will see you then. Bye.